Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siboga TV, which is your #1 online political channel. In ODM, something is cooking on, and soon ODM will actually explode into pieces because the way things are happening, it is quite very clear that within ODM, we have two political divides, and one divide believes that they must be in the plot-based government, and that divide is totally convinced that their presidential candidate or the person they will support let come 2027, it is William Samoei Arap Ruto, who is the current president of the Republic of Kenya. And that group is being supported by the president himself. You remember what President William Samoei Arap Ruto actually said during the burial of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, that he can do or he cannot accept ODM to be in the side of opposition. He said that that cannot happen. And that group is actually championing his re-election. And they have to a conclusion that with or without ODM, they are going to support William Samoei Arap Ruto. And that group is of the likes of Gladys Wanga, Joho Mbadi, Opiyo Wandayi, and even the current leader of ODM, Oburu Oginga Odinga, and many other leaders within the ODM fraternity. We also have another group, which is actually being led by James Agre Orengo and the ODM Secretary General, Edwin Sifuna. Also, Winny Odinga has actually come in to be in that group, and other political leaders within the ODM fraternity. And that group actually feels that ODM is a bigger group. ODM is a bigger party, and a bigger party as ODM, it should not fail to have a candidate let come 2027. And they don't support anything to do with broad-based government. And ODM, for them, it doesn't need William Samoei Arap Ruto. It is William Samoei Arap Ruto who needs ODM. So it's quite clear. And that is why today I want us to have a candid discussion about what is really happening in ODM. And going to have that candid discussion, I have selected about 3 videos which I want you to listen so that they can help us to have this conversation going forward. And the first video I would like you to listen is the video of James Agre Orengo. James Agre Orengo is trying to tell the people that we do not need as a party William Samoei Arap Ruto. It's only William Samoei Arap Ruto who needs us. And we can't fall so low to say that we need William Samoei Arap Ruto. And that is why he's saying we cannot pembeleza William Samoei Arap Ruto. And at the same time, James Agre Orengo believes strongly that a big political party like ODM should have a presidential candidate let come 2027. Please listen to James Agre Orengo.
Hey, how ODM can bembeleza Ruto, I can tell you. Hiyo ni ujinga ukubwa sana. But if ODM is strong and you stand on the basis that your leader Raila Amolo Odinga wanted a strong and free country, we must fight everywhere. We must fight everywhere. Na mimi kama kuna watu wanauoga, kama mna uoga, msiuze uoga kwetu. We are prepared to go back to the streets. Me as James Orengo, I am prepared to go back to the streets. Ruto needs ODM. It's not ODM that needs Ruto. Sijui mnanisikia? There are people in the party. They are behaving as if ODM is the one that needs Ruto. Is Ruto that needs ODM?
After listening to James Agre Orengo, I also have this video of Edwin Sifuna talking to ODM leaders and urging them that they should not fear. They should not have any fear. And if they have to be with the broad-based government, they should be with the broad-based government until 2027. But he doesn't support it. And he will like ODM as a political party actually to have a presidential candidate who will take on ODM as a political party forward. Please listen to Edwin Sifuna.
Jaribu kuua baba. Wanafikiria tumesahau. Wanafikiria tumesahau. Baba alituonyesha risasi walipiga kwa gari yake. Mumesahau nyinyi?
Doi!
Mumesahau nyinyi? Sasa nataka niwaambie wana ODM mukae ngumu. Kama kitu ni mbaya, baba alikuwa anasema ni mbaya. Na kama nyinyi ndio chama cha wananchi, wananchi hawezi kuumia alafu nyinyi mnasema mambo iko sawa. Haiwezekani. Haitawezekana. Mimi nataka niwaambie, mimi tu. Ai bwana, afadhali waniue. Afadhali waniue. Joey. Mimi. Haiwezekani. Lazima tutaambiana ukweli. Kama mambo haiendi sawa, lazima tuseme mambo haiendi sawa. Na nataka niwaambie, kuna watu wanasema ati ndani ya ODM hakuna mtu anaweza simama urais.
After listening to Edwin Sifuna, I also have this video of Winny Odinga. And Winny Odinga is very clear that ODM cannot be sold. That ODM is a party which stands with the people. And ODM has a younger generation who are ready to take ODM forward. And therefore, Winny Odinga doesn't agree because he cannot let ODM to be sold. Please have a listen to Winny Odinga.
Si chama kilichojazaliwa kama siri. Nasikia kuna wengine ambao wanatembea nasi mchana lakini usiku wanajaribu kuuza hii chama. Haiwezekani. ODM was not born in a bedroom. It was not made in a bedroom. So its future will not be discussed as pillow talk. It has been the heartbeat of the Kenyan people for 20 years. ODM was born from protest. It was raised in resistance. And the people of ODM have time and time again bled, sweat, and shed tears for this country called Kenya. We are sorry that we don't always get it right. Oleni. But we will never be sorry for being inconvenient. They like to call us a party of goons. What we're doing is nation building. Nation building is untidy. Nation building is inconvenient. Nation building is uncomfortable. Nation building has left us in tears as ODM, as the People's Party, time and time again. But we, ODM, belong to the people. And we will continue growing because the young people of ODM have conviction.
After listening to Winny Odinga and other two videos, you can come into a conclusion that in ODM, there's a big fight. And this big fight, soon it is going to explode. And we are going to have a lot of casualties. And two things are going to happen. We will have ODM being split in the middle. And if you have listened to what Edwin Sifuna is saying, to what James Orengo is saying, to what Winny Odinga is saying, we can say that they have a legitimate message to pass, and they must be listened. But if you have also listened to those who are within the broad-based government, they also have something to say, because it is true that the person who entered into partnership with William Samoei Arap Ruto was Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, and he had made a deal until 2027. And they believe that Raila Amolo Odinga was actually going to support William Samoei Arap Ruto re-election. And they're just saying outside clearly that there is no time for ODM to have a presidential candidate and to stamp any meaning and to compete with William Samoei Arap Ruto with the other side of the opposition. It is impossible. They will be wasting time. But they believe that if they can have a partnership with William Samoei Arap Ruto, then the party can prepare itself for 2032 presidential election. And they have explained very clearly that always when they are with their Karenjin community, they will always benefit from that matchup. But if they let that community to feel as if it is alone, then 2032, or when they will actually have a presidential candidate, they are not going to do anything. They will still be McTiming within the opposition side. So that's actually what is really happening in ODM. Now, I would like to have proper analysis about what is really happening. And the first thing which is really happening, we have ideological differences within ODM. We have people who believe that ODM has always stood with the people. Then we have those people with the school of thought that it is not always that ODM must be in opposition. ODM should also be in government so that they can make good of their plan, so that they can do implementations of what they always speak about. So there is that ideological differences, and this is brought up by the old generation and the younger generation, because the younger generation still wants to remain in the opposition side, to stand with the people. But the old generation feels that it is time. Now we must move and occupy the space in government to do the implementations of what they have always been telling the people. So there is that ideological difference. And also another thing we can note is that we have people who don't believe definitely that broad-based government is a good thing, which ODM could have engaged in. And we have also other people who believe that broad-based happening was the best thing to happen to the ODM as a community. Then you can also note, that is the third thing, that ODM as by now, they don't have any concrete plan for 2027. They don't know whether they should go to the side and support William Samoei Ruto as a community, or they don't know whether as a party they should have a presidential candidate. So there is a lot of confusion within ODM as a political party, and that means the leadership of ODM has not sat down. They have not deliberated, and they have said this is the way forward, so that it can be clearly be known that for sure ODM will only stay in the broad-based government until 2027, and they will have a presidential candidate late come 2027. They are in a confused mood. That is another thing we can note within ODM as a faction. Another thing is that there is deep internal war for those who believe that they should be in broad-based government, and for those who believe that it is time for ODM to have its own political journey forward. So there is that deep. And that is why I've told you earlier that soon ODM is going to explode, and we are going to have a lot of casualties in ODM. And that is why sometimes I have not seen Babu Owino within that mix. Probably for Babu Owino, he has decided that this is the way I should take my political journey. So those are around 5 things which are happening within ODM as a political party. We have internal differences. We have generational war. We have ODM not having a very clear political plan. And there is differences about the broad-based government. And lastly, there is ideological differences between the leaders within the ODM as a political party. What do you have to say about the ODM political party? Do you see ODM political party going forward as a party, or you see we are going to have a split? And also, do you believe that ODM is going to support William Samoei Arap Ruto, or it is not going to support William Samoei Arap Ruto? Please drop your message in the message section below. And if this is your first time to come into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then it's good to request them for us to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political discussion. Goodbye.